Parasocial relationships are quite a handful, especially for a creator on this platform. My goodness. For those of you that may not know what that phrase means, a parasocial relationship is like a one-sided relationship where one person extends emotional energy, interest, or time to another person on the other end, but the second person is completely unaware of the first person's existence. You see this kind of relationship all the time on YouTube or Twitch or things of that nature. You'll have a fan and they'll really like the person that they're watching and they'll donate a bunch of money or, do everything they can to start a relationship with a creator. This has happened multiple times to me where I had people from my Discord that I ended. They would donate a bunch of money to me and I told them that makes me feel weird because it's almost as if they're trying to buy friendship or buy relationships and it's just strange. They couldn't help themselves because you just get in this weird mindset of giving everything up for the person that you enjoy watching. I do think it's normal to want to donate to a creator that you enjoy, but it's not normal to donate like thousands of dollars or just assume that you're in a relationship with a person you've never met in person and you've never spoken to them on the phone, you've never been to their house, you've never even seen them standing right in front of you, and you assume you're in some sort of dating situation without even the confirmation of the person you want to date in the first place. You see this a lot with Twitch streamers and men. The most recent big one being Amaranth. She came out and said that she had a husband, and that made a lot of people angry, but to those men, all I have to say is,
congratulations, you played yourself.
If you really thought that donating thousands of dollars to Amaranth would get you boyfriend status, you need to go see a psychiatrist or a therapist. If anything, it was a wake-up call for a lot of guys. There's plenty of girls out here just waiting to be talked to. Just go outside, go touch some grass, go meet a girl, and you'll be good. So I have a general rule that I don't date fans. Just because relationships usually end in the person liking me a lot more than I like them because they don't give me enough time to get to really know them. It's like 0 to 100 real quick, and I'm Demi, so it's hard for me to relate to them that fast. It's too much and it freaks me out. But who knows? Maybe one day I will encounter a fan that I really like. You never know what's gonna happen, so we'll see. Another reason I don't usually date fans is because there have been situations where these guys will come and they'll start harassing people in my day-to-day life to get to me, and that's not fair to me, that's not fair to people I know in real life, and it turns into a mess, and it turns into this weird entitlement situation where it's like, I didn't get to know you, and this is my life, and you're supposed to be in it, and it's like, whoa, I'm just like a person on YouTube, and we do not have a connection in the first place, and why are you harassing people in real life? Like, it's too much. So there have been times where that has happened, and that wasn't very good. One of the main reasons being, just because I explain some stories on my channel, they assume that they know everything about me. You only know stories from my point of view, and sometimes it can be a little skewed in my favor, and I'm trying to be better about not doing that anymore. But even then, just knowing some stories that I've told online does not mean you know me. You know some stuff that happened to me at a certain time. You don't know anything about me. So I'll get these guys that are fully in love with me, but they only love this like persona that they've concocted over watching various videos of me. So when they meet the real me, it's kind of like a shock because I'm just some Joe Schmo, just on here making little cartoon stuff. I'm really nothing special. So all this leads me to what happened at my first VidCon. YouTube for me was kind of like an anomaly. I just started growing one day and it just got bigger and bigger and I didn't know what was happening. Back in the day I was doing the FNAF videos and then I did the story time videos, so I was this young person not knowing what I was getting myself into. And online, I kept seeing ads for VidCon, and I wanted to know what that was. I saw other creators were getting featured there. I didn't know what that meant to be featured. I didn't know what happened there, and I was curious, so I decided to go and check it out for myself. I didn't know what to expect, but I was optimistic in a way, I guess. But I was pleasantly surprised when I went. It was a really fun time. When I first got there, a few fans found me. They ran up to me, and I didn't know what to do, but they were all super sweet to me, and we just had, like, the best time. And so we were going from panel to panel, you know, doing all the VidCon stuff, checking out all the booths, and it was so much fun. Then things kind of took a different kind of turn. Things went from 0 to 100 real quick. So we were walking down one of the main halls. The place is ginormous. So many levels, like so many places to go. So we're walking down the hall. And out of the corner of my eye, I noticed this guy start beelining down the hall. And my first thought is like, I don't know where he's going, but I want to get out of his way because he's little speedster coming down the hall. In like a blink of an eye, he's right in front of my face. He comes up to me so fast, I don't have time to process what's even going on. He opens his mouth and I cannot breathe. He smells so bad. And it probably would have been better if he wasn't, like, right in my face. I was doing my best to keep my composure and not, you know, make it awkward. And he is, like, an inch away from my nose. Like, if he got any closer, our noses would be touching. And so my first instinct was, oh, maybe he's, like, a fan from a different country. You know, when I served my religious mission in Montreal, people, you know, did the bisous where they kiss the cheeks. So I'm like, it's probably just like a different custom, because here in America, we do not stand nose to nose. We're kind of like, get out of my face type attitude here. Like, give me like a few feet away for my personal space. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe he's like a fan, but this is kind of weird because he's standing really close right in my face. This man did not blink. He was staring right into my soul. I'm just trying to figure out what the heck is going on. So he starts talking to me and says, "It's me." Me who? Isn't this so great? And now we can finally be together. We can what now? At this point, I'm just retreating into my own brain and trying to figure out what the best way to go about this should be. Because I'm kind of panicking a little bit. This guy's up in my face. He's a lot taller. He's a lot bigger than me. And I don't know what his reaction will be if I go contrary to what he wants. And he tells me, "I just left my girlfriend because I knew my life would be better with you."
You what?
0 to 100. What is even going on? You expect me to be your girlfriend? And first of all, I don't know who this guy is. He also tells me that he like flew so many hours, like 12 hours to be here or something. So he's like from a completely different country, thinking that he's gonna be my boyfriend right now just because he came to VidCon to meet me and be with me, and he left his girlfriend because his life is gonna be so much better now that I'm his girlfriend that I never even agreed to. Like, I am panicking because you ever hear like those horror stories of like fans coming to meet, you know, someone they're madly in love with, and then they end up like shooting them because they're crazy and they want to be with them but they can't. So I'm scared out of my mind. But luckily I had the group of fans around me, and they start getting closer to me and they start surrounding me, and it gets this guy to back off, and he starts bolting down the hallway just as he came up to me. So he's bolting down in the other direction. He beelines out of there. And so now I'm just standing there, and the fans around me are like, "Are you okay?" And it's like, What Giga Chads? You guys are Giga Chads, and I love you, and thank you for protecting me, because I felt so protected and so awesome in that moment. Like, for real, it was so cool. But the rest of the con, I was just paranoid because I'm like, where is this guy? Is he following me around? And I just like, I could not relax. And it sucked. And eventually, the guy found me again. And he was trying to get me to become his girlfriend and trying to pressure me into it. And back then, I had no spine. Like, if a guy asked me on a date, even if I didn't want to go, I would say yes. And I didn't know how to say no. So once again, the fans surrounded me and they got the guy to back off. So he started DMing me on Discord. And I made up some story about like, oh, I have a boyfriend, or, you know, I'm in love with someone right now, I can't date you. Anything but saying no. If I just said no. But I was too scared to say no because I didn't know what this guy was capable of. But I just had a fear that since he was at the con, if I said no, it could anger him in some way. And as long as I kind of stalled on that, then I could be safe. I don't know. It was a weird thing I thought would work. And I was scared. I don't know. I mean, what an intimidating, like, entrance to do to someone is to, like, tower over them and say, like, hey, we're together now. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? So over the years, this guy has emailed me and eventually he did apologize, which is actually like a nice development. He did tell me, though, that he was very mentally unwell when he did that whole thing. So it might have been a good idea that I just kind of was soft about the whole thing and not rejected him to his face, because he was pretty mentally unwell. So if you're mentally unwell, you need to go get therapy, not fly across the country to meet your YouTube crush. That's not a good idea. And he's like tried to get me to work with him and be coworkers or something. And I'm like, no, after that, no, we're not doing that. And it's funny because before I made this video, I was looking through old messages, and even though I'll block his emails to me, he'll make new email addresses to keep in touch. So if you're watching this video, can you just lay off and can you go find someone else to follow, please? 'Cause it's a little strange. And, you know, I hope you're back with your girlfriend, and I hope you're doing well. Some of y'all don't need the internet. You need to go get some therapy, figure out your mental troubles, because this is not good behavior. If you want to garner a relationship with a creator that you like, you just talk to them like you would any other person, because we're just people. I'm just a person. That's why my tagline is I make stuff, because I just make stuff and I just exist. But yeah, that's about all I wanted to say about this topic.